welcome to another Chelsea chat. And last night it was Fulham 2, Chelsea 1. And the only real positive I can take out of it is that the performance was a little bit better than we've seen of late. There was some effort there. Individual mistakes were in abundance. João Felix, after a nice bright start, although his finishing weren't up to much, got sent off. When I saw the team sheet, I thought, well, that's all right. We're playing Chalobah at right back and Aspie on the right side of a back three. But no, Chalobah played as a centre half. Aspie played at right back and got ripped to shreds. We've got a centre forward sitting on the bench, and Potter persevered with Havertz again. Didn't understand it at all. A lot of stuff I didn't understand. We were unlucky. Zakaria got injured, yet another one on the injury list. But a big physical presence in midfield who was also offensive minded. So who do we bring on as a substitute when he goes off? Of course, a little skinny bloke who is defensive minded. Jorginho. Didn't understand that at all. Taking off Mount, who'd put a proper shift in and was the reason we got our one goal, and put Gallagher on. Take Lewis Hall, who, although he'd made a mistake for their second goal, had been a real bright light, always trying to get forward. Take him off and bring Cucurella on. What he did when he came on is, I've no idea, apart from give the ball away. There was effort there. They looked like they were still playing for the manager. I think, and some of you might laugh, but I think we're in a relegation battle, you know. Because if I was Crystal Palace going there on Sunday, if I was Vieira, I'd just show them the last couple of games and say, look, if you lose to that lot, what does that say about you? I really would. We're not a cohesive unit at all. And I'm not Potter out, but I don't understand some of his in-game management. I really, really don't. Don't understand some of his team selections. Don't understand the perseverance with Havertz, unless he's sleeping with him, or Havertz is his gimp when it's not a match day. I don't know. Another below par performance by a team of individuals who aren't playing as a team. Unlucky with their first goal by Willian, who some of our cabbages really disrespected in his last year at the club, maybe last 2 years at the club, who tore us a new one really and showed what a good player he still is. He got lucky with a goal because it deflected off Chalobah. He was a pain all night. Well done to him. People say, they should celebrate. He showed a lot of respect for the Chelsea fans. So well done, Willian. And still a decent player. Second goal, Kepa. Well, second goal was a mistake by Lewis Hall. When you play an 18-year-old, you are going to get mistakes. They're learning on the job, particularly in the Premier League. But I thought all the good stuff he done outshone a mistake on the edge of our box where he tried nutmegging someone. On the edge of their box. Now, that shows extreme confidence, but also extreme naivety. That was the blot on Lewis Hall's game for me. I say, you got to expect that. And then Kepa on that second goal. Back to basics. When you're coaching goalkeepers, you tell them not to have a static position face on, because it's harder to run backwards. It's just pure common sense. Be sideways on, and so you can go across the goal. But our £70 million goalkeeper hasn't got that in his head, hasn't got it in his toolbox. I would say £7, maybe 70 pence. But 70 million? And I don't want to have a go at Kepa. I don't want to single him out, but he's not up to the job. We need a new goalkeeper. if we're gonna compete again, we need a new goalkeeper. And I have to laugh. Everyone last night who was Kepa out, when you look down their timelines, they were Mendy out not so long ago. Put Kepa in last night. Get Kepa out. Put Mendy in. You have to laugh at them. They are volatile, aren't they? They are like a previous video. I said they're like indecisive Dave after the Fast Show. A lot of them are, especially on that Twitter. So yeah, Kepa's not up to it. Aspie, right back there, he did get ripped a new one. I was expecting to see Chalobah there. When I saw a back five, I thought, oh, that's all right. Chalobah's right wing back, bit of pace, both offensively and defensively, and we've got Aspie in the middle. He can still do a job at centre half. On the right side of a back three, but no. Aspie got torn apart a bit. Chalobah had the worst game I've seen him play in a Chelsea shirt. I don't know what was wrong with him. I honestly don't. Whether he took some hallucinogenics before the game, I can't explain that performance. Poor passing, poor decisions, couple of weak back headers that put us in trouble. Just a poor all-round display. Silva, steady Eddie. Koulibaly got better in the second half, but that's probably only because he couldn't be as bad as he was in the first half. Poor decision making. Some of the passing was weird. Lewis Hall put a good shift in. Bright spark down that left wing. Bad mistake on their second goal that he'll learn from. You're going to get it with an 18-year-old, but I thought he was worth his place in the side with Chilwell out. Lewis Hall straight in at left back all the time, or left wing back for me. Cucurella. I mean, it might be taking him time to settle, but it's just the basics. It's horrible every time, whether he's at centre half or left back or left wing back. Just don't know what he brings. Don't know what he brings. Sorry. In the middle, very unlucky again. Zachariah, injured. Good physical presence. Positive going forward. I felt sorry for the lad. Just got in the side, just showing us how good he can be, and looks like he's got injured. Another injury. I tell you, Potter, whether you're Potter in or Potter out, I reckon he was the Witchfinder General in a previous life, and multiple amounts of witches have put a curse on him, because I've never known anything like this. Liverpool had 5 injuries, one being Van Dijk, and they were paying hell about it, even when they had 3. That's 12, isn't it? That's 12 people on the treatment table. Whether you're Potter in or Potter out, you've got to admit he's not had good luck, has he? Kovacic playing like a headless chicken at the moment, nowhere near his high standards. Playing like a headless chicken. Whether he's trying to do too much or not, I don't know. In front of him, Mason Mount getting a lot of stick today. Don't know why, really. Not up to his actual best standard, but put a proper shift in. The only reason we scored the goal. Some of his through balls not timed, not with the right pace on, but put a shift in. A lot more people I'd look at before I looked at Mason Mount. Felix, yeah, looked a bright spark. We know he's a good footballer. Seemed to energise us offensively. Should have scored. I don't know if he was trying too hard. But yeah, and then he got sent off, of course. And got sent off because the bloke made a right meal of it. Well done you for getting a fellow professional sent off. Hardly got touched. Rolled around as though he'd been shot with an AK-47. Absolutely abysmal behaviour, but there you go. That's football. That's football in the 21st century, isn't it? So if he feels proud of himself, good. So that's Felix gone, and it now comes to light that he's on £600,000 a game. Todd Boehly paid £20 million of our money, really. At the end of the day, they'll get it back from us. £20 million of our money for 5 months. Let that sink in. 5 months. And £600,000 a week. So that's £2 million of our money that's going to be lost because João Felix got sent off. I don't know what to make any of it. Boehly, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. I really, really don't. Throwing money around like that. It's as if he's a little kid that's won the lottery, isn't it? He's supposed to be a good businessman. He's a billionaire. He knows more about business than me. But he doesn't seem to be acting like a businessman. I mean, even buying the club and sacking Peter Cech and Marina Granovskaya. I mean, people moaned about Granovskaya, but she knew what she was doing. 140 million for Hazard. She knew what she was doing. She was a hard bargain. You wouldn't get rid of them unless you had your team in place. And if you were going to pay 2.5 million for a club with another 1.5 billion pledged, 1.5 pledged and 2.5 billion for a club, you'd be making phone calls and getting your team in place, just in case you won the tender. He's acting like the American Arthur Daly, the American Del Boy. I don't know what to say. And then Havertz. Sorry, I keep digressing, but I'm so fed up. Havertz, why we keep persevering with him as a number 9 when you got a number 9 sitting on that bench in Fofana? I don't know. Like I say, I reckon he's in a gimp mask in Potter's office when it's not match day. It's the only reason I can explain it. I just don't know why. And then we got Potter, like I say. Koulibaly was terrible last night. You got Badiashile sitting there on the bench. Bring him on. Yeah, he ain't trained with us very, very much, but if he does the basics right, bring him on. Physical presence as well, pace, and put the forward on. And if you love Havertz so much, take Mason off and play Havertz at number 10. Not that I'd do that, but with all the cabbages slating Mount for being one of the only 3 or 4 players that put a proper shift in last night. You know, they seem to want Mount out. If you want him out that badly, stick Havertz there at number 10. But don't keep persevering with him at number 9. Waste of time. Absolute waste of time. Potter, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I honestly don't know what he's doing. I haven't got a clue. I'm not Potter out. I can't see the point of changing the manager. And there was a bit more of a game plan last night. And it looks like the players are playing for him, so why change? I hear all these other names spouted about. What's the point? We're not going to make top 4. Not with that team. Not with that team. You'd need to get Jesus in to manage us. And he'd have to be on form. He'd have to be on proper, water to wine form to turn things round with that bunch. It's just a bunch of individuals. It's not a team. So one thing we know Potter can do, given time, is mould a team. Maybe a team ethic. Maybe he's got to get rid of your Havertz and your Pulisics and your Ziyech's. And your Koulibaly's, even though Koulibaly puts a shift in, it's just not happening for him, is it? The other day, he called a team meeting with senior players. Jorginho was there. The same Jorginho that's out of contract at the end of this year and doesn't look like he's going to sign. Why? Why involve Jorginho? There's so much going on that I can't explain. But the positive was we were better than we were on Sunday against City, so I'm holding on to that. This ain't going to be long. You know what? I'm just going to score the players. Kepa gets a 4. Any goalkeeper, 70p and above, should basically be sideways on and come and catch anything in your 6-yard box. Peter Bonetti would have sucked that with a straw. Catch it? Of course he would have caught it. He wouldn't have had to punch. He would have come and caught that. Aspie, he gets a 5. Puts a shift in. Not got the legs anymore. I get criticised for saying that. If I was going to play him last night, it would have been on the right side of a back 3. Put a shift in though. No replacement for Reece James. But you get 100% from Dave. I'm not going to slag him. Chalobah last night gets a 2 from me. The worst game I've ever seen him play in a Chelsea shirt, and I'm a fan of his. But that performance last night was horrible, giving the ball away, weak back headers, you name it. Compounded by a bit of bad luck, by the way, when the ball deflected off him when Williams shot. Silva gets a 7, steady Eddie, can't really fault him. It was like a magnet on his head from some of their corners, getting them away. Couple of good blocks. He must wonder what's going on at the back there. Koulibaly gets a 3. Got better in the second half. Absolutely shocking in the first half. Poor choices. Poor defending. Poor passing. Don't know what he was doing. Lewis Hall, despite his cock-up, gets a 6.5. Good defensively. A lot of naivety shown when he wins it and then loses it again in dangerous areas. If you've won it and you've got no one to pass to, and that Chelsea side, not many people run into space for you anymore. Kick it out. It's not your responsibility then, is it? You can then get back into a defensive position and mark your man. Bit of naivety. You'd expect a professional footballer to know that, but he's confident. I'm glad he's confident, and he is gonna learn from it. So 6.5. In the middle we had Zakaria. Shame he got injured. He gets a 7. Kovacic, so far below his brilliant best, it's untrue. He gets a 5. Don't know if he's trying too hard, but just running into people, losing the ball in dangerous positions. João Felix, he gets a 7.5, and my man of the match, even though he got sent off after an hour. Breath of fresh air. I wouldn't have paid 20 million and £600,000 a week for him, but there you go. Rash challenge. So the bloke got him sent off, didn't he? But no, rash challenge. But yeah, doesn't look like he can finish, so he'll fit in nicely with us. But we'll have a lot more shots than goal, I would imagine. Yeah, offensively very good. Mason Mount last night gets a 6. I didn't think it was a terrible performance. I thought he put a shift in. We wouldn't have scored if it hadn't been for him. He was linking up well, even though some of his passes were a bit awry. I thought he had a decent enough game. 6. People were too quick to... I don't know why. I don't know if it's because he's from Cobham, but people get on his back far too easily. He's not been great this season, but... And Havertz gets a 3. I'm not sure what he brings to that side. Potter gets a 3 from me last night. And that's it, folks. I'm sorry, but the only positive I can get from last night is that we were better than we have been. Yeah, let me know what you think. That's why I do these. Give me some rays of hope. Give me some rays of hope. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I'm not Potter out. Can't see the point. You know, and I know we've got lots of injuries, but I can't. Right, that's all from me. I shall speak to you after the Crystal Palace game. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you do watch it, throw the video a like. It helps me out. Okay. I'll speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.